This is Let's Talk Chattanooga Real Estate, the podcast where we cover home buying, home selling, home improvement tips and ideas, market trends and developments, and investing in real estate. If you own real estate in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, or want to own real estate here, then you're in the right place. Let's Talk Chattanooga Real Estate is hosted by Blake Watson, a real estate agent and investor in Tennessee and Georgia.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Chattanooga Real Estate. I'm Blake Watson with Epic Realty. And as we head into the new year, many homeowners are thinking about making improvements to their home in the coming months. So whether you're thinking about selling in 2026 or staying put for the next decade, today we're discussing which home improvements actually pay off. Not what looks good on Instagram, not what your neighbor just did, but what truly gives you the highest return on investment in 2026. Now, most homeowners want to make their home look better, they want to live better, and they want to sell better without wasting money on projects that don't move the needle. And the data is pretty clear. Only a handful of improvements are going to consistently add more value than they actually cost. And surprisingly, they're usually not the flashy ones. So today, I'm breaking down the home improvements with the highest return on investment, or ROI, based on the latest cost versus value data and contractor trends we're seeing nationwide, and more importantly, how that data actually applies here in the Chattanooga and North Georgia market. Now let's start with curb appeal and exterior updates, because this category consistently delivers the fastest return. When a buyer pulls up to your home, their first impression happens instantly. Appraisers notice it, buyers feel it, and it can absolutely influence perceived value by thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars before they ever step inside. One of the top performers year after year is entry door replacement. And we're talking about modern steel or fiberglass doors, often paired with updated hardware or smart locks. These projects usually cost between $2,000 and $3,500. It can be certainly more, especially if you have a more expensive home, and they recoup about 90% of their cost. So that's huge. A new front door signals security, efficiency, and pride of ownership immediately, even from the curb. And in our market, that matters. Plus, with today's smart lock technology, you're adding both convenience and a modern tech appeal that younger buyers especially are going to appreciate with those smart locks. Now, if replacing your entry door is more than you're ready to do, then consider repainting it. A fresh coat of paint on your front door makes a great impression, and incidentally, the color that historically adds the most value is black. Garage door replacement is another one that surprises people. A new insulated garage door can completely modernize a home's exterior overnight. This upgrade often runs $4,000 to $5,500 and regularly recoups 100% or more of its cost. In some cases, it actually adds more value than the cost. For homes with attached garages, especially in suburban Chattanooga neighborhoods like Hickson, Ooltewah, and East Brainerd, this is one of the smartest visual upgrades you can make. And if your garage faces the street, this is even more impactful. Then, of course, there's minor landscaping and yard cleanup. This is one of the cheapest and fastest ROI plays out there. $1,000 to $3,000 spent on mulch, trimming, edging, some seasonal flowers, and basic cleanup can return 80 to 90% immediately. Clean, simple landscaping tells buyers that the home has been cared for, and it frames the house in a way that makes everything else feel more valuable. In our Tennessee and North Georgia climate, if you focus on drought-resistant plants and native landscaping, that can also reduce long-term maintenance costs. Now let's move inside and talk kitchens and bathrooms, because these spaces drive emotional decisions, and many realtors will tell you it's the kitchens and the bathrooms that sell a house. Buyers do remember how a kitchen felt. They remember how a bathroom looked and smelled. But here's where people often overspend. A minor kitchen remodel will consistently outperform a full gut renovation when it comes to the ROI for a kitchen. We're talking about cabinet refacing or painting, new hardware, updated lighting, a modern backsplash, maybe new countertops if you need that. These projects typically cost $10,000 to $20,000, and then the return on investment is 75 to 83%. In the Chattanooga area, neutral colors, energy-efficient appliances, and clean finishes go a long way without pricing you out of the neighborhood. Think soft grays, warm whites, and natural wood tones. That's what's in style right now. And here's a pro tip. Quartz countertops have become the standard expectation in the $350,000 plus market here in Chattanooga. Mid-range bathroom refreshes are another strong performer, replacing an outdated vanity, upgrading fixtures, improving lighting, regrouting the tile, and fresh paint can make a bathroom feel brand new without tearing everything out. These projects usually cost $9,000 to $12,000, and they return about 70% to 75% for your investment. Buyers want clean, bright, and functional bathrooms, not necessarily luxury spa remodels. They just want them clean, bright, and functional. Updated exhaust fans and moisture-resistant paint matters as well, especially given our humidity levels here in the South. Now, adding a half bath is also worth mentioning. If you happen to be able to pull that off, if your home has unused closet space or room that's near existing plumbing, maybe you have a crawl space that's pretty easy to access and run the plumbing to it, well, a half bath can be a very smart move. These projects range widely in cost, but they often return 70 to 80% and significantly boost buyer appeal, especially in two-story homes or homes that have limited bathrooms. If you can just add that extra half bath, what a difference it'll make. Now let's talk about the quiet heroes of return on investment: energy efficiency and maintenance upgrades. Now these don't always photograph well, they don't change the initial reaction, but they do matter more than ever, especially with rising utility costs. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, not all of these changes are just for you to sell your house or improve it for resale. What it may do is provide you some savings now while you live in the home, and certainly will improve your living conditions, and you'll enjoy the home more if you make these upgrades. So let's look at some of these hidden quiet heroes. Attic insulation. It's one of the strongest ROI projects you can do, period. It typically costs $2,500 to $4,500, and it often returns 100% plus, and that is going to help you with your energy savings. Proper insulation can reduce energy loss by up to 25%, and that will also improve your comfort year-round, sometimes qualify for rebates through TVA. Here in Chattanooga, EPB offers a free home energy checkup. That's absolutely free. They'll come to your home and do it. And they'll also inform you about possible rebates and incentives if you upgrade any of your systems or equipment. In Tennessee and Georgia, where we deal with both hot summers and cold snaps, of course, it's really a no-brainer to have good insulation. And with TVA's incentives, you might be able to offset part of the cost up front. Window replacement is a little more nuanced. Replacing every window in a house isn't always necessary, but targeted replacement of the worst performing windows, especially on the west and south-facing sides of the house, that can make a real difference for your energy. Strategic window upgrades usually cost $8,000 to $12,000, and the return is about 65, maybe 75%. They improve efficiency, they reduce noise, and they certainly modernize the look of the home, especially from the exterior. And if you live near busy roads like Highway 58 or Ottawa-Ringgold Road, well, the sound reduction alone can be worth it. HVA system updates deserve a mention here as well. While a full replacement might not recoup that 100% if you sell the house, a newer, more efficient system can be a major selling point, and it certainly can prevent deal killers during inspections. It's a whole lot better to be able to tell someone that you just put in a brand new HVAC system than to tell them that yours is over 20 years old and they know it's on its last leg. Buyers in our market are paying attention to the age and condition of major systems, and an old system will definitely come up in negotiations. When you zoom out and compare all of these projects side by side, the takeaway is simple. Not every expensive project adds the most value. Smaller, high-impact upgrades like doors, insulation, landscaping, and cosmetic kitchen updates, they often outperform major renovations when you consider the return on investment. Now let's talk strategy, because not every homeowner has the same goals. If you're preparing to sell within the next year, your focus should be speed and curb appeal. The entry door, the garage doors, landscaping, and bathroom refreshes, those are your best bets. Buyers make emotional decisions quickly, and these upgrades improve perception almost instantly. I have been in the car with buyers when we pulled up to a property and they decided they didn't even want to go inside simply because the curb, I don't want to call it curb appeal, but curb disgust, I guess, or lack of appeal that they may have had when they first saw the house. Don't overlook fresh exterior paint if that's needed. You know, the sun and humidity can fade paint quickly, and peeling paint screams that you're not keeping up with maintenance on your property. If you're staying long-term, we'll prioritize comfort and efficiency. Some of those energy efficiencies, especially the attic insulation, window upgrades, and kitchen improvements, those are going to improve daily living while still protecting your future resale value. These are projects you get to enjoy while still making financial sense down the road. Think about what frustrates you most in your daily routine. That's usually a good indicator of where to invest. And here's the final thought I want to leave with you. If you're looking for the highest ROI home improvements, minor upgrades almost always beat major renovations. So before you tear down walls or you overspend on luxury finishes, focus on the projects that balance cost, comfort, and market value. Get multiple contractor quotes, check their references, even check the BBB website, bbb.org, and make sure that they're not showing up with a bad reputation there. And make sure you're working with licensed, insured professionals. The quality of the work matters just as much as the project itself. And if you're not sure where to start, you want a realistic local perspective on what actually makes sense for your home in today's Chattanooga area real estate market, well, I'm happy to help. I can connect you with trusted local contractors. I can walk through your home with you and give you some honest feedback on what's worth doing now versus what can wait. You can call me or text me. We'll set an appointment or just talk it over on the phone. Here's my phone number, 423-315-1815. You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn as Blake Watson and on Instagram as Rock and Roll Blake. You can also visit my website. That's athomechattanooga.com. Athomechattanooga.com. My Epic Realty office phone is 888-893-3537. Thanks so much for listening to Let's Talk Chattanooga Real Estate.